research, a potent antibody has been found that neutralizes the coronavirus and blocks it from entering human cells. The antibody, called S309, is being fast-tracked for development and testing.
And here to tell us more is our chief health editor, Dr. Nandi. So, Doc, exactly how was this discovered?
So, Alan, the S309 antibody was actually discovered in a patient who had SARS back in 2003 and had recovered from it. So scientists had previously found neutralizing antibodies for SARS in this person's blood samples and had been studying them. And why that's important, Alan, is because we know that the new coronavirus is very similar to SARS, so it makes sense to do further analysis on this patient's blood. But not only did the researchers found that the S309 antibody that they referred to as potent, but they also found other weaker antibodies. And when they were combined, it created an antibody cocktail with S309 that further enhanced the neutralization of the coronavirus. So super exciting stuff.
So Dr. Nandi, can you explain more about neutralizing and what that means?
Sure, Linda. Neutralizing antibodies mean that they can block a pathogen from infecting human cells, pathogen meaning the virus. A good analogy is to think of a locked door to a house. The only way in is with the right key. Now, the virus has these little spike proteins on it, so think of those as keys. Once it unlocks the human cell, it basically hijacks the cell and starts duplicating itself, making thousands of copies. Now that the scientists have discovered that this S309 antibody has a strong ability to bind to these spike proteins, so basically that disables it and stops it from interacting with the cell. So in theory, the key per se doesn't fit, and the virus is not able to make copies of itself.
So this sounds good, Doc, but has this actually been tested on humans yet, or only in a lab?
That's an important point, Alan. Of course, it has not been tested on humans, only in a lab setting, but this is why scientists are fast-tracking the development of the antibody. They want to start human clinical trials using genetically engineered versions of S309 sometime this summer. And the researchers feel that their drug candidates could possibly work as a treatment or as prevention for COVID-19. Wouldn't that be great? And time will certainly tell, and we can always keep our fingers crossed that the antibody will show to be just as effective in humans as it was in lab dishes. And if you've been paying attention, so many stories that we've been doing, there's so many scientists and so many ways to be able to fight this coronavirus. And that's why I'm so optimistic that we will get on top of this with either a treatment or a vaccine, and we stay vigilant until that happens.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Nandi. We appreciate it.
And if you have a coronavirus question for the good doctor, you can email him, Dr. Nandi, at askdrnandi.com, or be sure to send it to us on Facebook or Twitter.